Don't explain. Don't argue. Just win. Because the moment you feel the need to convince someone with words, you've already given up something far more sacred, your inner peace. In a world that constantly demands explanations, where you're expected to justify every move, every choice, every silent moment, there's an unshakable power in saying nothing. A strength in walking away and letting silence speak for you. The man who doesn't argue, who offers no explanation, who simply shows up and wins without a word, he unsettles the world. Because you can't predict a man like that. You can't guilt-trip him. And no, you certainly can't control him. Men like this are rare, not because they're lucky, but because they're disciplined. They've sat in silence with their suffering long enough to make peace with it. When most people are misunderstood, they panic. They over-explain. They try to unpack every decision, every detail of who they are. They argue in desperation, hoping that if they just talk enough, someone might hand them back a scrap of dignity. They think that being understood equates to being powerful. But the Stoic knows better. He understands that validation is a leak in the soul, one that spills your essence just to keep others comfortable. The Stoic knows that truth doesn't beg to be heard, it simply survives. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. No performance. No proving. No debates. Just quiet, consistent, relentless action. And if they don't believe you, let them doubt. If they don't get it, let them stay confused. Let them whisper behind your back. And you? Walk in front of them, so poised, so composed, that their words catch in their throats. Because the moment you argue, the moment you beg to be seen, you've surrendered your edge. You've left the battlefield and walked into the court of public opinion. A place where cowards throw stones without ever earning a scar. You want to be a warrior? Then stop looking for approval. Stop handing people the weapons of your words. Show them the blade of your actions. Do you know what a dangerous man looks like? He's not the loudest in the room. He's not ranting online or flexing his goals. He's not chasing meaningless debates. He doesn't announce every move. He just moves, with intention, in silence, like a ghost with a mission. And his silence? It's not weakness. It's focus. It's precision. It's power. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." But there's more. He who is silent is feared. The one who speaks only when it counts can command a room without raising his voice. Let that sink in. You are not here to be liked. You are not here to be understood. You are here to dominate yourself, to master your reactions, to walk through the fire of judgment, rejection, and betrayal without blinking, without complaint, without excuse. The Stoic path isn't for the weak. It's not lined with applause. It doesn't reward you with comfort. It is cold. It is silent. It is ruthless. And it molds you into something unrecognizable to society. Because when they push, and you don't push back, when they insult, and you don't react, when they provoke, and you remain composed, they begin to question everything. Not because you overpowered them, but because your restraint revealed their weakness. People confuse power with volume. They think strength is about shouting, flexing, threatening. But true power lies in the ability to endure. To possess the strength to destroy, but the discipline not to. That's not softness. That's focus. That's control. That's what makes a man dangerous. And make no mistake, silence is a weapon. But only when wielded by the disciplined. If you stay quiet out of fear, that's cowardice. If your silence is born from doubt, it's confusion. But if your silence comes from rising above the need to be understood, then you've already won. Because that kind of stillness shakes the world. It disrupts their illusions of power. They can't figure you out. Can't control you. And that drives them mad. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Not for your standards, not for your stillness, not for the path you've chosen. You owe yourself only one thing, to keep moving forward. Keep building. Keep sharpening. Until your presence becomes a declaration that your mouth never needed to make. Epictetus said, If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Let them underestimate you. Let them misjudge. Let them talk. Let them laugh. Let them write you off. And then, without saying a single word, show them who you are. This world is addicted to noise. Everyone's screaming. Everyone's explaining. Everyone's chasing validation like a drug. They want to be heard, but no one wants to listen. That's your advantage. That's your silence. When you've trained your mind to hear through the chaos, you stop needing to shout over it. When you've conquered yourself, there's no need to win debates. Discipline is invisible. Mental toughness makes no noise. And the highest respect? It's never asked for. It's earned. And there will be moments when they twist your silence into weakness. When they bait you to react. When they lie about your intentions just to see if you'll break. That's when you double down on your stillness. That's when you look them in the eye and give them nothing. Because you weren't built to react. You were built to respond, with results. You win by ignoring the trivial. You win by not showing up to every petty argument you're invited to. You win by walking into a room and not needing to prove you belong, because your energy already declared it. Let them scream. Let them gossip. Let them doubt. You stay cold. Stay sharp. Because the second you start explaining yourself to those who have no intention of understanding you, you've already lost. The moment you leave your place of power to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you, you've already stepped down. You've walked off the mountain and into the mud. And no real warrior climbs into the mud to wrestle with critics. He stays above it all. Silent. Watchful. Letting the noise pass beneath him like wind against stone. Because the man who needs no validation is untouchable. He doesn't need to convince anyone of his strength. He becomes the kind of force that others feel before he even speaks. Don't lower yourself. Don't respond to the insults. Don't give in to the demand for explanations. Just keep rising. Keep working. Keep evolving. Train harder. Wake up earlier. Outlast them. Let your silence haunt them. Let your results choke their doubts. Let your peace become the kind of revenge they never expected. And if they tried to shame you for being quiet, for walking your own way, for not joining the circus, remember this: the lion never explains himself to the sheep. He doesn't debate. He doesn't justify. He doesn't roar to be heard. He leads. He hunts. He wins. That's all. There is no honor in persuading people to respect you. There is no pride in begging for understanding. The real power lies in self-mastery. In walking forward, regardless of who's watching, who's doubting, or who's laughing. That's the root of Stoicism. Not the quotes. Not the image. But the fire that doesn't flicker when the world tries to blow you out. It begins the moment you stop reacting to chaos and start thriving inside it. When they lash out and you don't flinch. When they throw shade and you stand tall. When everything around you unravels and you stay centered. That's what breaks them. Not your words, not your fists, not your anger, but your stillness. Your refusal to engage on their level. Your calm in the face of their noise. That's what destroys the egos of the undisciplined. Because deep down, they know, they can't move you. They can't provoke you. They can't rattle you into losing control. And that terrifies them. You've become something else entirely. Not just a man, but a storm. A storm that doesn't rage, it calculates. Cold. Quiet. Unshakable. Unapologetic. Unstoppable. And it's not that you don't care. It's that you care so much about your purpose, your mission, your discipline, that you simply don't have the time or the energy to waste on distractions. You've risen above them. You've transcended their games. You've mastered what they still struggle to understand: the art of silence, the power of restraint, the strength in not needing to be seen to be powerful. You don't explain. You don't argue. You win. And every time you choose that path, every time you choose silence over noise, purpose over ego, discipline over reaction, you sharpen your edge. And eventually, they'll realize, Nothing is more terrifying than a man who doesn't need the world's permission to become unstoppable. Because when the world burns and you remain still, when they attack and you don't even blink, when everything is falling apart and you stand untouched, something inside them shatters. Not because you fought back, but because you didn't need to. That kind of composure breaks people. It dismantles their false sense of dominance. It reveals how fragile their egos really are. And the undisciplined? They hate that. Because deep down, they realize they can't touch you. They can't drag you into their storm. You've become the storm. Calm, cold, calculated. A force of nature. Not loud, not showy, but impossible to shake. This is what separates you. This is what sets you apart. You've trained yourself to respond, not react. To observe, not be provoked. To move with intent, not emotion. And that's rare. That's power. The kind of power that doesn't parade itself but makes the room fall silent when you enter. The kind that doesn't boast, but accomplishes. You're not here to be understood. You're here to become. And in that becoming, there is no need to explain. No need to argue. No need to prove anything to anyone. Because the proof is in your presence. In your walk. In your stillness. Let them misunderstand. Let them label you cold, distant, arrogant. Let them twist your silence into anything they want, it doesn't matter. Because they don't know what it's taken for you to become this way. They didn't see the nights you fought your own mind. They didn't witness the pain you carried in silence. They never walked your path. So they don't get a say in how you walk it. You don't owe them clarity. You owe yourself growth. You owe yourself discipline. You owe yourself victory. And victory isn't loud. It's not a celebration. It's not applause. Victory is quiet. It's waking up every day with purpose. It's mastering your mood. It's choosing peace over pettiness. It's building when no one believes. It's sacrificing comfort for strength. It's doing the work that makes you unshakable. And when they come for you with words, with insults, with doubt, you give them nothing. Not because you're weak, but because you've already won. You're already above it. You're too focused on your mission to even notice their noise. So when they scream, stay silent. When they mock, stay still. When they doubt you, stay disciplined. This isn't about ego. This isn't about pride. This is about mastery of your mind, your energy, your path. And the world will test you. It will try to pull you into chaos, to break your stillness, to rob you of your focus. Don't let it. Stay the course. Keep rising in silence. Keep building in the dark. Keep sharpening yourself until you are so composed, so complete, that no noise can reach you. Remember, the storm doesn't announce itself. It moves in silence and changes everything. That is what you are becoming. That is what you already are. So don't explain. Don't argue. Just win. Raise up.